100 players who shook the cosh.
Jones. Clough didn't manage to get hold of it. Oh, nice touch by Fowler. Sedgley's trying to get across. Surely this will be the equaliser.
A goal-scoring genius.
The perfect goal scorer and just simply a goal machine.
His single-mindedness in wanting to put the ball in the back of the net was terrific.
But for Fowler, he's in here. Can Liverpool take the lead? Yes! What a moment for Robbie Fowler.
As long as I've been following Liverpool, I don't think there's ever been a more natural-born goal scorer.
Brilliant, brilliant finisher. One of the best that this football club's ever had.
I expect every time Robbie Fowler plays now, he'll get a goal.
Is there anything on for Robbie Fowler? A stunning goal for the boy wonder.
First heard Robbie Fowler's name when I was about 12, well, it would have been about 12. His name was Robbie Ryder then, and Robbie was making a big name for himself at the Nugent school in the south of the city.
Saw a lot of him as well. As a young boy, he had everything. He had everything. You know, he can put half chances away. He was one of these fed off chances in the 6-yard box.
Jones well forward. Got Fowler in the middle. Maybe he doesn't need him. Still Rob Jones. It's fallen to Robbie Fowler. Oh, wonderful strike by Robbie Fowler.
And everyone in Liverpool was talking about Robbie and what he was doing and the fact he was on Liverpool's books.
Here we have a young man that came to the football club who only wanted to do one thing, and that was pull on the red shirt, obviously, but score goals.
Hutchinson curling in there. Oh, terrific goal by Fowler! His first for Liverpool, and what a beauty it was!
I think Robbie will be more remembered for what he's done when he first got on the team.
Anybody who saw Robbie Fowler playing that 5-0 game against Fulham when he first come through to the team, I think there was only about 12,000 of us there that night, it was a pretty low attendance, realised we have got some player on our hands.
Obviously, the legend started at that point and it's grown ever since.
You talk about the impact people like Wayne Rooney have made on the game these days, but Robbie was right up there with him, the impact he's made. I mean,
he could read balls, he could read a keeper's going to just parry it or somebody's going to hit it just to the left and he'd be there.
And anywhere from in the goal from inside the box.
I've followed Robbie on telly before I came here, and it was unbelievable what he did on the pitch.
Stan Collymore, Rob Fowler, he's done it! It's GoldenEye again, Robbie Fowler has equalised.
The 95-96 season was undoubtedly his best for Liverpool. The goals he scored that year almost got us to the league title.
30 goals 3 years running, at that age, 20 years of age, 21 was unbelievable.
Nobody will ever forget the 2 goals we Man U at Old Trafford.
McManaman, great ball. Bit of space for Fowler, rush in the middle, doesn't need him! Oh, what a goal from Robbie Fowler! 1-1. What a great ball by Thomas, now Fowler with Neville. Robbie Fowler holds off Gary Neville, chips in quite brilliantly! Liverpool regain the lead! Robbie Fowler!
The 2 in the semi-final, the winner against, the goals against Newcastle, all the rest of them, he was a phenomenal player that year.
We'll see how Newcastle can defend here. Fowler! Brilliant Liverpool goal by a brilliant young talent.
Give him a ball, put it in front of a goal, and 9 times out of 10 he'd hit the net.
I think the only thing that held him back from going on to be maybe a number 9 for England was probably the injuries he had.
Heskey won it, Fowler's onto it, Fowler's hit, Fowler's goal!
is Robbie Fowler's competition.
McAllister. Fowler coming in from the left. Owen is in space. Fowler hangs on and scores! Would you believe it?
It was just a shame that the injuries came after that, took a bit of the shine off him, never quite recovered from it, and then obviously 2001-02 season was then sold to Leeds.
It's the one-handed signal from...
Here's Lipman. Sweetser goes on. Turned into Robbie Fowler! Lobs away to complete a hat-trick. The crispest of volleys to bring the widest of smiles to the face of Robbie Fowler.
I think the thing that separates Robbie from other Liverpool centre-forwards is he's always had this feeling amongst the fans of being a kindred spirit. There's countless examples of things he's done for fans and done for people of the city. Probably the best example when the Liverpool Dockers were in the lockout, and Robbie and Steve McMahon were regularly making large donations, which wasn't well known until the Dockers made it be known.
Fowler! Red hot Robbie does it again for Liverpool.
Well, I think that the Liverpool fans have always loved a homegrown player in the side, and Robbie for many years was the archetypal Scouser.
In a way, maybe it was good that he did go, because it's coming back. It means so much to him and to everyone.
I think we thought that was it for the Robbie Fowler story. You looked at him at Leeds and Man City and you thought, well, his career's on the wind down. Then Rafa Benitez takes a look, thinks, I'll bring him back, and how delighted was everyone.
And it's wonderful to see Robbie come back, and I know it's, for him, it's a dream come true.
You know, it was a great boost for everyone, the supporters, and class myself and Stevie the same. We class ourselves as supporters. So when Rafa gave us the news a few days before that he was trying to, you know, get a deal to bring Robbie, we were actually, you know, delighted. And then seeing the breaking news on Sky, and you know, it was absolutely buzzing.
At times he looked like he's never been away last season. You know, he scored some crucial goals last season, winner against Bolton, Blackburn, which, you know, maybe they'd have finished 0-0 if he hadn't been there at the time.
Can Liverpool steal a breakthrough in the dying moments of this first half? Fowler's flick, Crouch, Fowler! He's done it! Happy birthday, Robbie Fowler!
And this is Morientes, he is onside, and there it is! Liverpool in front! Robbie Fowler has 3-3!
It reminded me of all the great players that had that ability to see a gap, to put the ball in the back of the net and to run away with their arm up in the air.
McManaman, Fowler, great turn, past Staunton. Liverpool really unsung! What a goal from Robbie Fowler!
It's like some people can have nervous tics as he just scores goals, and it's mega.
This is Collymore to his right, Fowler. Oh, look at this! Fowler again! Oh, magnificent! Absolutely magnificent! What can you say now?
It wouldn't matter if Robbie never scored another goal for Liverpool Football Club. He's made his feelings for the club known, and the fans retain those feelings.
Bjornaby. Fowler!
Wonderful goal! Redknapp to his left, and Fowler, and Berger. This is Fowler. Oh, he scores from the most awkward of angles it looked.
Fowler with the goal in front of him now. Robbie Fowler!
Heskey. Fowler has got it down and has banged it in. 2-0 Liverpool.
Well, I mean, I would have never have guessed that. You think some of the players who play for this club, I think to get in the top 50 is an achievement, but to get in the top 5, well, I mean, that says it all really. That's fantastic.
You finished obviously ahead of Kevin Keegan, Roger Hunt, Michael Owen, Graham Souness. They're big players, aren't they?
As I said, I mean, there's some. You look, obviously you've mentioned them players, but there's some other fantastic players, you know, who are in that list. You know, Liverpool's been a successful club for years and years, and you know, you think the amount of players who have been at this club, and as I said, for me to get in the top 4 is, I mean, it's just unbelievable, to be honest.
Well, we're going to pick out a few things that obviously have made fans vote you this high. Starting with the 5 goals scored against Fulham that sort of put your name on the map.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It was not long after my debut, and being a young lad, you know, to score 5 goals in any game is an achievement. But I think the fact is that obviously because I was a local lad as well, you know, scoring 5, and probably I think it was my second game at Anfield. I think probably the fans just took to me then straight away, and as I just said, I mean, he'd score 5, you know, sort of any level. It was pleasing, but I say because I was a young lad, a local lad, I think it probably meant more to me then.
And you weren't a superstar footballer at that point either, were you?
I mean, I wouldn't class myself as a superstar footballer now, to be honest. But you know, as a young lad, and I was probably very, very naive, if you like. And you know, it's for me, you know, playing for Liverpool was just was a great honour. But to score 5 in one game for, you know, one of the best side in the world, I don't think you could better that.
Did you ever used to go home in these sort of days and think, I can't believe it's going so right?
I think, I mean, at the time for me it was just surreal, you know. Everything sort of I done sort of in obviously my early part of my career at Liverpool was, I mean, everything I'd done was just perfect, and you know, I wouldn't ever swap anything of it. So you know, I think it was just I was just blessed with a lot of luck, I think.
There's 3 players left to be unveiled in no particular order: Kenny Dalglish, Steven Gerrard and Ian Rush. Can you talk a bit about those 3 players?
Oh God, I mean, for me to get sort of anywhere near, I mean, obviously, you know, Stevie Gerrard, I mean, what he's done since he's been at Liverpool has been phenomenal, really. You know, the European Cup final, the FA Cup final last year was proper Roy over stuff, wasn't it? You know, the game's sort of dead and buried, and you know, Stevie pops up, he's absolutely shattered. You know, I think it was the 91st minute, was it? I don't think any other player could have you know, hit it that far out and as hard as what he did with you know, the amount of run he'd done that game as well. I don't think you need to say any more about Stevie G. He's a fantastic player, and I think he will be for a good few years yet as well. Kenny Dalglish, am I giving the order away, you know? Kenny Dalglish, I mean, he's probably one of the nicest men you'll ever meet, and as a player, again, you know, the partnership he had with Ian Rush, phenomenal. And you know, there's that many players sort of over the years who tried to get partnerships, and some of them have been successful, but I don't think you'll find a successful partnership as the one that Kenny and Rushy had. And
finally, Ian Rush.
Well, Ian Rush was, I mean, he was a big help to me when I first started playing. He was, you know, I said before, I was probably been, you know, very, very fortunate and lucky, if you like, to probably get the. I mean, when I first started, I was scoring a few goals, and I think a lot of that probably was down to Ian Rush. The fact is, I was playing with him, and he was taking 2 and 3 defenders away with him because he was so good. And I mean, people are going to obviously stick to, if you're a defender, you're going to sort of man mark a proper legend in Ian Rush than a snotty-nosed little kid who no one's got a clue about. So I mean, I was thankful for that, and probably in my early part of the career, that's probably why I got a few goals.